Hi, I'm Borkon. Glad to have you here. Welcome back. And yes, we are in my base now, but don't worry, we'll be going back to the witch hut and building the witch farms today. And as some of you maybe noticed in the previous episode, there were some graphical problems, and no, that wasn't because I switched to the sodium mod to run the World Eater. My old monitor broke down, and I found an even older monitor I had in my closet and used that one. And yeah, some OBS settings or maybe Minecraft settings went bad, and yeah, the screen capture wasn't working as it should have. But as you maybe are noticing now, I hope, I got a new monitor and we are at much higher resolution now. And maybe, just maybe, there's if the rumors are true, YouTube will use better encoding for this video, and it will look better. It will look as good as the videos I have when I was rendering them at my computer, and YouTube makes them look terrible because they use some bad encoding. I don't know. Maybe this whole experiment will fail. I record this incorrectly. And at the end of the episode, or as an extra intro, I'll be sitting in this place and explaining what went bad this time. But hopefully it won't. But we are starting in my base because I noticed something when I was starting to record stuff. We are doing episode 40, and I completely forgot about updating the maps. Like, we are at least 3 episodes behind because I said every 5 episodes. Well, let's start doing this now because, yeah, of course we should. So, I'll just map my whole island again. We're gonna lock the maps and see what changed. I don't think much changed because we've been spending most of our time recently in the Nether and in the Witch Hut area. This is exactly the same. Oh well, but it has to be done. I promised I'd do it, so we're gonna do it. And the last one. Well, I guess the big change. One, I have actually spammed bone meal in some places here, but we can see that I was lazy here and lazy there. More grassification here, because that is not grassified, so that's nice. But the new addition is the villager trading hall. All the greenery there. Why is there so much mycelium there? I guess I missed a bit. And the new path here, and yeah, that kind of still looks terrible. But it's less terrible because I had the manual nether tree farms there, and they are gone now. And there is a path instead, but not very much has changed. Because we are going back to the witch hut area and we are building witch farms today. And I have tested my witch farm design, and I don't want to brag, but the latest witch farm design from Ilmango has worse performance than my witch farm. Maybe I was doing something wrong with... Oh! Yes! We finally caught it on camera! And at the right angle too. Doom, 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 doom. Boom. Anyway, what I was saying, yes. Oh, that made me so happy. I've been testing my witch farm design. I wanted to update it and prepare it for a few things I want to do with the witch farms in the perimeter. And oh, I'm so off track by finally catching that. But yeah, I tested it against Ilmango's design, his latest one that he published maybe a year ago or so, and mine is actually performing better. And I don't understand why. There is something going on with the shifting floor designs that everybody seems to be using, that at least in my testing, the witches get stuck and they don't fall through the floor. I don't know why. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I didn't touch it. It's literally just the world download that exists there, and well, in his video he says he's supposed to get 4,300 items per hour. I like when I'm testing it in 1.16, I'm getting less than 2,000. And my design does 3,300 items per hour. Yay! So we're gonna be building that twice today. I need to gather some materials, and let's get over to the witch hut area and do some building. So yeah, I collected all the materials. Well, actually I didn't collect most of the materials because I was in my base and obsessing like, oh no, where are all my observers? And I need observers and pistons. Yeah. If I need observers or pistons, I guess I can just pick them up. And this actually reminds me, I need to be careful here and definitely disarm the flying machines before they bomb my witch farm that I already started building there. That could be actually a catastrophic error if I don't, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Anyway, yeah, I started building my witch farm there. There is one there, and there will be another one there. I hope I have the correct coordinates that I wrote down from the backup copy of my world where I was testing this. I am so afraid of triggering these machines. It's not even funny. No, I'm not going to do anything about it. Like I'm going to be a responsible citizen and not trigger them. But yeah, building this now, and we'll see how far we get before my stream in a few hours. Yes, I'm once again doing things just before the stream. Let's see. I just violated the rule I said when I built the raid farm. And the rule was that I'd design the loot system, or actually build the loot system before building the actual farm. In fact, I haven't even thought about what I'm gonna do with the loot. And yeah, so if I turn this on... Hello, witches. There's lots of them. I'm not gonna turn it on just yet, because the witches are just gonna fall out and land somewhere here, and then they're gonna be in the water. Well, actually, if they're in the water, I could just call it, I made a looting. Which, no, that's not how it works. Right, that was not good. I wanted to explain to you how the witch farm works, but I can't do that because I broke my own rules. I need a loot system and sorting system and figure that whole thing out before I turn that thing on. That's it. Those are the rules. My new rules. Rule number 1, don't be on fire. Rule number 2, loot system. Ooh, that's underwater. Ooh, that's even weirder. Rule number 2, loot system before turning on the farm. And a proper one. With sorting and overflow destruction. Yeah. So, I just did a stream. It went well. And in the stream we built this. Well, you've seen this part already. This is the old tunnel to the mining area. But the mining area is still right here, and the tunnel continues, and it continues, and it continues, and it turns right here, and this is the part that goes to the witch perimeter. And as you can see, the tunnel is not finished yet. I haven't put in the top layer of glass and the lamps, and that's because this is all the glass I have left. That's literally all the glass. So I have to decimate the mining desert again. And I'm slowly getting very tempted to do gravity block duping, because I just... So, let's discuss a thing. Or maybe not here. Let's discuss it in the witch perimeter. I need to start automating some of my chores. And yes, this would probably be a better topic to have at the end of the video in the outro, but nobody watches them, and I actually want to ask a question that I really want input on. So please comment below and tell me what you think. I really need to start automating certain things, and that's not because I'm lazy, it's just because there is a certain limited amount of hours in a day, and the more things I build, the more maintenance things require. I need to put in shulker boxes into the shulker box loaders. I need to craft iron bars into iron blocks, slime balls into slime blocks, honey. The honey farm is actually a huge problem right now because I'm not emptying it often enough, and that causes bottles to despawn. I think I lost already half of the bottles in the honey farm. I definitely need to do something about it, but I haven't, like, I want to call it that I've been lazy, but I just haven't had time. And generally, I'm not a big fan of gravity block duping or any duping that gives you items that you're not supposed to have. But on the other hand, how am I supposed to get all the sand and all the concrete? This thing here, all the walls here will be concrete. This is a little bit more than 300 by 300 by 300, and let's just see how tall the walls are gonna be. The walls are gonna be to about here. Let's not be too exact. So 60 blocks up, give or take. 60 blocks up. The total number of blocks around the walls is about 1200. So what, 72,000 blocks of concrete that I'm gonna need? That's complete madness. I don't even know how much sand that's gonna require. That's gonna require several deserts of sand. And I could mine that. It would take me a week, and during the week, I would not be able to make an episode. Because an episode of me mining 100,000 sand wouldn't be interesting to anyone. So I'm at a little bit of a crossroads because I can keep this world mostly vanilla, and yes, people will argue that if I'm using Lightmatica or MiniHUD or Tweakeroo or stuff like that, it's no longer vanilla. But I've been trying to keep the or people will even complain about TNT dupers. And yeah, I kind of understand these arguments, but at some point, you need to have quality of life. And repeatedly crafting items just forever and ever stops being fun and it becomes just a chore. And I'm trying to have fun here and not chores. So I'd like to hear some input. What would you think about if I was using gravity block duping, like for sand, or maybe enable one of the carpet mod features for making renewable sand. There is a feature for dropping anvils on cobblestone that turns that into sand. Not sure how it works, not sure how to build a farm out of it, but that could be interesting. So maybe that's an option. And also, I've been definitely thinking about enabling one of the carpet mod or carpet extra features for automatic crafting. And I'm not thinking about the mod that quite a few people have been talking about recently, where the crafting table gets an inventory and you manipulate that inventory to autocraft. But rather, there is a feature in the Carpet Extra mod, which I've been already playing around with earlier, just for testing, and not in this world, but in a different world. And I quite like it, which is the crafting dropper. So the crafting table doesn't change. You just push items from a dropper into a crafting table, and that does auto crafting. I've been thinking about enabling that. Let me know in the comments what you think about these kinds of things. Would it be crazy? Would you start hating me and stop watching? Or would it be interesting to see what interesting things we can do with that? I just need to reduce the workload because frankly, spending a lot of effort making a big hole is fun and interesting, and it seems that you liked that episode too. But if I made an episode spending the equal amount of effort just crafting iron blocks, I don't think anybody would watch. And I understand that because I wouldn't watch that. I wouldn't want to watch that either. There's nothing interesting in that. So let me know what you think, and let's get back to witch hunting. And no, this is not the proper loot system, but I wanted to show how this thing works to my stream. I'll show you in a minute. Don't worry about that. We will get to that in this episode. I may have overdone it with the loot system. But the idea with this is that it's either gonna be picking up normal items and then just sending them ahead with the droppers that will be falling here, or I can fill this area with water from this dispenser and it will be collecting witches that are going to be flowing down here into a killing chamber where I can kill them with looting. I will have to test the two variants because I haven't really done any massive testing with it, but well, the loot system serves two different purposes and it should work for both. That I have tested. Let's build the other witch farm and we can finally look at how it works. Alright, both witch huts are done. The loot system is mostly done. There is one detail missing there. I'll explain in a second. I added an on-off switch, and as you can see, the witch hut generated in different rotations. So that looks a little bit awkward, but well, that's nothing I can do anything about. So it's gonna look a little bit asymmetrical because it is asymmetrical. Let's see them in action. So I would stand here for the looting version of the farm, but the looting version is not done yet. I need to add a couple of things. But let's turn on the normal version first. The AFK version. I can AFK anywhere in this area. I don't have to stand here, but this is a good place. Yeah, the witches are starting to drop out. Actually, fewer than I is. Oh, that one is now being productive. That one is being a little bit slow. I'll have to check things out. And the loot is coming in and going into the storage system. And I already see that I don't have enough storage system because the loot is coming in too fast and is missing filters. Alright, that's not a big problem. Let's look a little bit closer on what's going on. So this is a slightly over-engineered version of the witch farm because when I was actually developing this, yeah, I thought I'd be like the cool kids and I would send redstone signals with lots of observers and powered rails. It's absolutely not necessary. This could be done with hello, spider. Where oh, it spawned on that redstone block. I can bet because that's the only thing that isn't spawn proof. And yeah, so that's an issue. Well, we can deal with that. But what's going on here is this is pretty much the same as the flower farm. It's just a rotating piston feed tape floor with some of the blocks are soul sand and the witches, since soul sand is not a full-size block, the witches kind of fall down into the soul sand, and when they reach the wall, that makes them fall down. That's it. You can see that in action here. There is not much more to it. And then when they fall down through this layer here, they end up in this piston feed tape because I wanted to make it into a piston feed tape, and this definitely does not have to be a piston feed tape. They could all either just fall straight down, which would make probably the most sense. Hello, zombie. Why do I get zombies? Something is not spawn proof. I'll have to carefully investigate here. But yeah, and the piston feed tapes pushes them here, and they fall down into the loot system. That's the whole idea behind this thing. I haven't seen anybody build this kind of witch farm before. Pretty much before 1.16 and Zoglin based witch farms, all the standard small farms were based on shifting floors, and this problem still happens. Sometimes the witches just stop moving and don't get caught by the soul sand, and I have no explanation for it. it kind of resolves itself after a while, but some of them do despawn when that happens. Like this one will probably despawn because it has gotten silly. I will have to debug it. This is a design that I used in 1.15, so there might be some issues, but it seems to be quite productive. And like I said, it is more productive than the shifting floor designs that I've seen, and I don't know why, but in the shifting floor designs, the witches stand still like this even more. So I'll have to explore this and see what's actually going on. But most of them get caught, he says while two are standing there and not doing anything. I don't understand why this problem happens. There is a solution to this problem, and that is to replace the soul sand with fences, but that reduces the number of spawning spaces, so I'm not sure I want to do that. But I will do some experiments in creative and see if replacing the soul sand with fences will improve the rates. And this farm has one major problem, though, that I definitely need to deal with very soon. And that is, it is absolutely not unload safe. That's why I need the power switch, but I will also connect the power switch to the portal and just block off the portal. Create a little building here where I will stand and completely lock all the doors so I cannot leave by accident or absent-mindedly just leave. If I log out here and that thing unloads, well, it takes a little bit of pain to repair. I think I may have found and solved at least part of the problem, and most of the witches don't get stuck now. I think the problem seems to be that when they start pathfinding, uh, they will no longer be caught by the floor for some reason. Also, when they bump into each other. So when the chamber is overcrowded like it is right now, the ones on the back get a little bit more stuck, but eventually they move until they bump into someone else. And but it seems to work. They seem to get unstuck much faster, at least, after bumping into each other. This one is pathfinding right now, but it got caught, because it got bumped. It seems to be better, at least. I think the only big problem I still have is that they are getting stuck in this chamber more permanently. Not permanently. Okay, that one got caught too. But I basically just so there was a gap here. After removing this gap, the ones in this chamber mostly got unstuck. That one is still stuck. I can see that. Yep. And I covered up the sides as well, and that seems to help the pathfinding, but not 100%. So I don't know what I can do. Maybe this shouldn't be glass. Maybe this should be solid blocks, and then they will not pathfind at all. Maybe I should go for some kind of solution like that. But they get mostly unstuck. This one is stuck. And that one is now stuck. But that was because there was a one next to it. No, it's still stuck. So maybe I should spam some more stuff that prevents, but there's literally nothing else. This is perfectly enclosed and there's still pathfinding. Maybe I shouldn't have solid blocks here. That could be the problem. That they have somewhere to pathfind to, because I don't think these blocks are necessary at all because witches don't have pack spawning. Or maybe they do. I'll need to double check that. But if they don't have pack spawning, then these blocks here are completely unnecessary, and I'll should remove them. I will do some more testing in creative just to make sure that I got all the details right, and they have nowhere to pathfind to and optimize this. But it's a success. I'm getting loot. The collection system is actually probably needs a few more modules because, as you can see here, junk is getting stuck there, and I got a zombie for some reason. That's not good. It means that there is something spawnable in here that isn't. But there is nothing. It's all witch hut. How could zombies be spawning inside a witch hut? That shouldn't be possible. I double and triple checked that the bounding boxes are perfectly aligned. I actually just installed a new mod from Masa, the same guy that makes Tweakaroo and Minihud. And the mod is Servux, and it has server-side support for certain things that the Minihud mod is showing. And one of these things is the bounding boxes for witch huts. Actually, that's I think the only feature it has right now. But yeah, I installed it because I wanted to see if the bounding boxes for the witch huts are correctly aligned here, and they are. So, where did the zombie spawn from? Exactly? In here, maybe? Somehow? Okay, more debugging tools to the rescue. And the carpet mod has a scarpet script for tracking what the AI does. And one of the features is to outline pathfinding. And you can see that the witches are just being moved just fine, unless they bump into each other, but the bumping just means that they get bumped out of soul sand and they catch up next time the soul sand comes by. So that is not a problem. But as soon as we see a green box indicating pathfinding under the witch, that witch gets stuck. So my guess was correct. It was pathfinding. Now I have closed even more with glass, so it happens very, very rarely now. And they... Oh, this one? And my hypothesis was wrong, because she got caught anyway. Interesting. Here's one. Oh, that one just walked around and didn't get caught, and still pathfinding, and is not getting caught by the soul sand. Yeah. And now she will either stop pathfinding and get caught, or despawn. That's what's gonna happen. Let's watch that happen. Or she will get bumped and fall through the soul sand. I am 99% sure that pathfinding is the issue, and I don't think that's solvable here. I wouldn't know where to even start solving it, because they're not pathfinding anywhere outside. They're just pathfinding inside the spawning chamber, and when that happens, she's just stuck. So let's see, despawn or stop pathfinding? One or the other, or get bumped, because yeah, after she got bumped, that resolved itself. That one is not pathfinding, is gonna fall through. Someone was pathfinding here. That one is pathfinding, will probably not get caught. Sometimes they do, which is great. Or maybe someone else is pathfinding there. I no longer know. Because it might be that the script is not updating often enough. So I'm not 100% sure about how the Scarpet script works. But yeah, that's definitely an issue, but I have solved as much of the problem as I could. I will probably experiment with fences just to see if that helps the issue or makes it worse. But other than that, yeah, the witch farms are done. Well, I need to test the looting version, but I really can't be bothered right now. Yes, this time it is actual laziness talking. But that's it for today, with a much more relaxed episode where I'm not rushing 50 hours just to build everything I wanted to fit in. Thanks for watching. I'll be streaming again. Same day this episode comes out. I'm gonna make it a habit and see if I like it. I'm kind of liking it. It's fun. And we're having interesting chats during streams. It will be on Twitch TV /Borkon_live, 8 o'clock in the evening, Central European time. That's 7 o'clock in the evening UTC. Hope to see you there. Thanks for watching, and bye!